I left my 9 to 5 to become a full-time artist, but this is not the type of video that everybody's making, like, oh, I left my 9 to 5 and I had savings, or I left my 9 to 5 and I had this big, like, thought out plan. No, I left my 9 to 5 without any savings because God told me to. Let's really talk about that whole process and just walk you through what happened. You're probably here because you're wondering, how did I leave my 9 to 5 with no savings? And why did I do that? Because I know that it doesn't sound logical. And the truth is, because God told me to. He put it on my heart and it was just time to leave. Hi, my name is Diana and I'm a Christian artist based in Charlotte. I want to take you guys through the process step by step. There's a lot of creators and people out here, especially I'm going to speak just to artists that are trying to leave their job, or you're trying to get out of that rat race, that 9 to 5, but you don't know how to, and you want to, but you can't find the specific steps. And if you're anything like me, which is very task-based, task-oriented, you like to have a plan, you just need to know before you make that move or you make these steps, then I'm going to help you get to that point, because I'm doing it and I'm going to hold your hand. Because a lot of people are like, I'm not going to hold your hand when I say this. No, I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to hold your hand. I'm going to help you through it. We're going to walk through it together. So starting off really strong, I just want to preface the first thing that you are going to want to do if you feel this calling and the Lord is telling you it is time to move and pursue whatever He's putting on your heart. You have to make sure that you have a firm foundation, you have a firm relationship with the Lord. So once you have your foundation, it's important. Like, it's very, very important that you can hear what the Lord is saying to you and how He is guiding you each step of the way. Because for me, if you would have asked me last year, I would have said, yeah, like, I'm hearing the Lord, He's telling me to do this. Like, no, I had to build a firm foundation with Him first and build a good relationship with Him. And how do you build a good relationship with the Lord? Like, let's start there. Really reading your word, fasting, praying, talking to Him, conversating every single day, making it routine. So that way, when it is time to make the big moves, you're ready, you're prepared. You're like, I know He told me this. And once you can do that and you can stand firm in that, then you will know when He does tell you it's time to move, then there's no confusion. You have full clarity. When you are stepping out, make sure that you're not stepping out based on feelings. A lot of times people will just say, oh, well, if they're treating you wrong, or if they're saying this wrong, at your job, then you just need to go ahead and leave. You cannot leave based on your feelings. You cannot leave based on your feelings. Like, I am talking to you. Do not leave based on your feelings. Do not leave based on what someone said. Leave when the Lord tells you to go. And a lot of times that is not based on a feeling. It's based on Him saying, you have served your purpose in this area. Now we can move to the next season of your life. But you have to be prepared for Him to tell you, no, it's not time, when you do feel like it is time. But in that, when it is time, you will then feel like, well, this doesn't make sense, because for me, I left my job in October and it's the holiday season. Like, what are you doing? I left my job October 31st. So this will be week 3 of me leaving my job. And I just want to kind of talk you guys through really, really break it down of how I am pursuing an art career and just how that's going and what that looks like, the true behind the scenes. I do want to say that it is very, 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 very important, if you are an artist, if you are creative, that the reason why I was able to, all of the things that I will tell you that I was able to do in that first week, is because I set a foundation. So from June, July, August, September, October, I was going to art workshops, I was going to pop-ups, I was applying for grants, I was applying for residencies. Like, as an artist, the best advice that I can give you is make sure that you apply, over apply, go on Google, do research. Instagram is a really good place to just type in your city, type in residencies in whatever city you're in, type in grants in whatever city you're in, and a lot of times those things pop up. And once you curate your Instagram to be able to find these things for you, they will know that this is what you're looking for. So then you will get more opportunities. That is the best advice that I can give you to do actionably today. So actionably today, you're going to go on Instagram and you're going to start finding grants. You're going to start applying to residencies. You're going to start applying to pop-ups and workshops and meeting with your community, your other artists that are in your area. That is how I really began to grow as an artist and begin to run into opportunities that I didn't even know existed. Because once you continue to look for those opportunities will come back to you. Just how we train the algorithm to show us whatever we like. If you like skateboarding, or if you like painting, or you like DIY, eventually they're going to continue to show you those things. So if you keep looking up opportunities for your specific niche, they're going to show you that. That is like the best tea that I can give you out of this whole video. Like, just go do that. Secondly, after I did that, then I started going to like more pop-ups and those kinds of things throughout the year. I started building my brand. I started getting more comfortable talking to people about my craft. And the only way that you're going to get far as a creative, as an entrepreneur, is building relationships with people. Relationships with people is the way that you are going to get further. I know you're an introvert. I know you don't like to go out. I know you just want to stay at home, but you have to get out there. You have to put yourself in places where it may seem a bit uncomfortable, but it will teach you how to speak. It will teach you how to speak about your craft. You will learn from other creatives, and you'll just build relationships with people. I like to say, if you know, you know. Like, that's the world that we live in. You have to have these connections with these people, because people know things that you do not know. Once you run into the right person, then eventually you'll run into the right opportunity. And the more people that you have and the more connections that you have, the bigger your community will be, the easier it will be to run into opportunities all the time, honestly. And that's just what I've done. So, Diana, this is good, but I don't like, how am I gonna do that? Well, I just told you how you're gonna do it. No, I'm kidding. How are we gonna go from having a community, having people, to that turning into leaving your job? So now we're gonna fast forward to where I was talking about the actionable steps that I did the first week of me leaving my job. So the first week of me leaving my job, I had already planned to do kids workshops. I curated relationships with parents and with libraries and art stores and locations in order to have these art workshops. So then when the week came of me leaving my job, I already had art workshops planned. I already had flyers created. I already had just a timeline of what I was going to do in that week. So then when I took the flyers that I had already created for the workshop that I was going to do, and I went into places where my audience already was. So you have to think in the mindset of your audience. Whoever you're trying to talk to, whatever you're trying to do, you have to go to the places where your audience is. You can't just expect them to come to you. I know that a lot of people say, oh, well, I just post on social media and I just do this or that. And that is so great. But let's be realistic. If you want to get income now, you're going to have to put your feet to the ground and you're going to have to go in person and ask people. Well, Diana, that's just not realistic. That's uncomfortable. Every time I go, like, I'm not getting, let me pause you right there. I have had more success, and this is how you will get success. If you are going in and you want to say you want to do a creative workshop or whatever, go somewhere in the middle of the week. Go in the middle of the week before 1 o'clock. Because most times if you're going to a small business, the owner is there in the middle of the week, because that's just how companies are ran. During the weekends, they usually have staffing. During the afternoons, usually owners are off of work. So that is how you're going to do it. I walk in there with confidence. This is when it comes back to the Lord. The Lord will give you know how to walk into the door with confidence and say, this is who I am. This is what I can offer. This is what I will do. And make sure you follow up on that. Emails are so important. Every place that you go, if they give you a yes, get their email. If they give you a no, get their email. Sign up for their email list. because you're curating a relationship. Go back to these places. If it's a coffee shop, have coffee at this place. If it's a library, go read books at that place. If it's an art store, go buy paint from the art store. Like, continue to curate a relationship with them, because relationships build trust, and trust turns into dollars. Okay, so that was literally just my first week. What I did the first week, I'll break it down one more time for you. For the first week, I went and I just acted on the relationships that I already had, and the relationships that I didn't have, I curated new ones by going into the places that I knew my consumer would be at. Also, on top of that, I started to build my client list. So what are you already good at? The best advice that I've learned from a lot of artists, because I've watched a lot of art YouTubes and just like hours and hours and spent hours and hours trying to figure out, like, are these artists just making money from their art prints? Are they making money from their canvases? Are they making money from commissions? Are they making money from workshops? Are they making money from grants? They're doing it all. I'm sorry to tell you, but you cannot just do one thing. If you want to have your business flow, you need to have multiple sources of income. And multiple sources of income are the things that you can all do, and you can be very good at these things. And you have to figure out how you're going to spread them out throughout your business in order to get the income that you need. Because if we just depend on canvases, or we just depend on prints, well, when there's a slow season, what are you doing? For me, that would probably be kids' workshops, because in the summertime, maybe somebody's not buying as many prints, but they are looking for places to send their kids because their kids aren't in school. So that's just a little bit of a breakdown for what week 1 looked for me. If you really love this video, like, comment, and subscribe, and just let me know what you would like to see next. I'll be posting week 2 next week, and see you soon.